Hello everyone, welcome to the Jake's Tech Stuff YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've been on here, so I'm going to talk about what's been going on. Some of what's been going on. Well, first of all, I've changed the name of the channel, or added to the name of the channel, Jake's Tech Stuff. I just thought that over the past couple of years of using, I thought Jake's Stuff was a little vague. You know, if you're searching, if you're searching over the YouTube, you know, and you run across my name, it doesn't really say what the channel's about, or a little bit about what the channel's about. I mean, yeah, it's Jake's Tech Stuff, and that's kind of what I do. You know, it's not gardening, it's not cooking, it's Jake's Tech Stuff. So it's not about me looking for, you know, new subscribers, clearly. I mean, if I get a subscriber, awesome, if you run across my videos, but just to be a little bit more descriptive. That's why I added to the name. And I tried it a couple of times, but and I just thought of it the other day. It's like, oh, tech stuff, you know, because everybody uses tech, so why can't I? All right, so there you go. That's the first thing. That's the first update. And it's been a while since what was the last one? April or May or something like that? I got two massive updates for you here. The first one is this carcass behind me is my Hackintosh, you know, that I was building a while ago. And I'm not giving up on it, but I'm going to upgrade it. This is what was in it. It's my Threadripper. I was talking about my Threadripper and building this. This is a Threadripper 1620, 12 cores, 24 threads, which is fine. But it's been a while since I upgraded it. So I'm getting the 1650, which is 16 cores, 32 threads. That's more, isn't it? It's just a little bit more powerful. And it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's faster. Whether you're compressing video or you're doing stuff, this is not a gaming rig or a serious gaming rig. So it's upgrade time. And as you can see in the back here, and I will do some close-up videos, you know, of this so you can see. You just don't see this here. Yeah, I'll show you the guts and I'll show you what's inside. I won't give you instructions on how to put a CPU in. I don't need to do that. I promise. There's lots of people that are very smart that do this as well. So you go watch their instructions. The next time you see this computer here, it's probably, hopefully, the CPU I get will be all installed, and I fired it up and I'm in the BIOS. You know, started up the computer. And I know, you know, whenever you start to upgrade something without having the new thing in there, that can always be trouble. You know, I've bought before and I've had pretty good luck. Yeah, so that's what we're waiting for. There have been upgrades the past few months. I upgraded this computer here and I put 2 graphics cards in it. I want to see how that worked. Okay, sorry for the autofocus and my weird head over this way here. I just set up my my camera quickly, and I just wanted to let you know and interject here that as I was recording the video before about what I'm going to do with the Threadripper, the new Threadripper that I get, it came in the mail the other day. And of course there was a customs charge and all, more on that later. But yeah, so it came it was supposed to come February 22nd. So I installed it and it's running. It's running great. So there you go. My Threadripper upgrade is complete for now, but you never know. I mean, it was a fact of, you know, like I said, it was really cheap. It was a really cheap way of getting more CPUs and more compressing, because that's what you want when you're working on your video. That's all wonderful. We're working on our videos and editing videos and creating content, but it comes time when you're compressing the video that you make that it takes forever. So that's why you get, I started like, I need a fast CPU. I wanted to have one. Anyways, so I got the CPU and I installed it and everything's wonderful. I started it up as a Mac, my Hackintosh, and I ran some benchmarking in the Black Magic raw speed test, which you've seen that in my other videos before. So I ran it this time. I'm gonna show you the screenshot. I didn't plug in my graphics card to record video or anything like that, so I'm just quick and dirty, gonna show you and post the graphics of this on the screen. But yeah, for some reason, okay, so the 4K CPU, in other words, this is the benchmark I'm taking of that program, but the 4K CPU, the CPU crunches up the video or this test at 207 frames per second. It's faster than, it's faster than my other CPU. It was 150 some odd frames per second, and this one is 207 frames per second, which was obviously, it's a faster CPU. But funny enough, over here, the 4K metal, that's the benchmark of the graphics cards, whereas before it was 800 and some odd. When I used both graphics cards, it was 800 and some odd frames per second, and both graphics cards will compress this video in 994 frames per second. The video cards are no different. I used both video cards before, like I said, but now it's higher. I don't know if there was is there an upgrade? I think I upgraded to to DaVinci version 8. So I guess that means that I've got higher frames per second on my graphics card. Also, 4K metal, if you don't know, it's just the flavor that it uses in a Mac to either compress video or how fast the graphics are. But metal is kind of generic for a Macintosh. That's what got me down this whole path. I noticed how fast it was. It's very fast. So be that as it may, I may cut all of this out, or I may not. But yeah, so we've got our 16-core Threadripper. We got the 2 graphics card, handles the power fine and stuff like that here. Okay, so what else to cover here? I don't know. So maybe I'll come up with something to do about this Threadripper, whatever, with it, or not. Maybe we'll talk. Well, we're going to talk about the next thing, the next preview of what I am going to make a video about, the Steam box that I was messing around with. So I guess we'll just move on to that. But there you go, Threadripper. The other thing that I did was I had the computer that was my old Hackintosh. That's why that was the whole thing. If you recall my story about it, I had the other computer and I was going to kind of see if I could sell it. I don't know if I would get very much for it. It's an AMD 2700X. It has the AMD RX 570, which is kind of almost as fast as the 580, but it runs games really well, fairly well. So I was wondering what to do with it. And then I've been seeing stuff about people installing the Steam operating system onto a computer so they can run their Steam client for games, stuff like that. Now you can run your Steam client. The app is for Windows and Mac. You can run that already, but that's the easy way of doing it if you have Windows. The draw of the Steam operating system is that you install it onto your computer because it's meant for the little Steam Deck device. It's the handheld gaming device. It has the Steam operating system on it. And somebody has come up with a way of getting it to run on your computer, the Steam Deck operating system. And if Steam operating system or the Steam application that runs your game, if it runs on Windows and Mac, why would you possibly? Well, the Steam Deck operating system it's Linux, so it's kind of out of your way, if you know what I mean. It gives you an operating system, and it gives you the Steam client, and basically it starts up, and it goes right into the Steam client. That's to explain a little bit about that. Now, it's got Linux on it, so that means that you can install all these applications, that will run in Linux. The browsers and word processing and photo stuff and all that stuff. It's Linux, so it's almost Windows. I got to tell you, I installed it just to see what it would do, naturally, because I love emulation. I love getting something to work on something else, and it was relatively painless to install the Steam client operating system, onto this computer. Not this computer here, but this other computer that I was going to throw away. And I still might. I don't know. I mean, it like I said, it was relatively painless. It starts up, goes right into the Steam client, and then you can escape out of that, and you can go to do whatever with the computer. There have been no glitches, but I had to find out about it. I had to learn what, because when you search for, if you search for the Steam OS Steam Deck client, that's the operating system, and other words or descriptions of that, you're going to get naturally a zillion results, whatever. So I had to track down what I wanted to find. And I did find, at the time that I posted this video, I found out that you look on the Hollow ISO version of this. This Hollow ISO turns the Steam Deck stuff, the client, and then it packages it up so you can install it on your computer. Which, like I said, went fine. So I had to find the right version because there were older versions, and there's probably going to be an update soon to this version on this computer. I'm pointing to that one, and I'll show that to you when the time is. I installed Hollow ISO version 3.4, which was the most up-to-date version of that, and it worked on my computer. But like I said, I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to describe it even more, and I'm going to show you how the desktop behaves and all that stuff. I'm not going to give you instructions on it because you can find those instructions, and they may be out of date by the time you want to do this. So there you go. Unless there's something I've forgotten, that was my Threadripper box, and then my Steam box, my Steam client, my Steam Deck, which basically it behaves everything like that. And I have like an old joystick, so that it works with that, because some of the games, work with the joystick, but I run it with a keyboard and mouse too as well. I can't believe I actually got it to work, and once it was installing, it was relatively simple. And I even installed it like a couple of 3 times just to make sure I got it right. Learning about how it updates the operating system and the Steam client application. I had to learn that it does something weird, that the Steam Deck will want to tell you that there's an update ready for you to install, and you go to update it. No, dependencies. So that's all that Linux stuff. That's Linux will tell you, no, it's not going to work, but you just told me. Anyways, and I shut it down, and I restarted it, and I went into Steam Deck, the application, and no, everything's fine. Everything's fine now. So there you go. That's my update as far as those 2 big things with my J8X tech stuff. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably do separate videos just to talk about the Threadripper. So just a reminder that this is just just to talk about what is coming up, and so there'll be updates for those. So yeah, I'll let you go now, and thank you for watching if you did watch, and we'll see you next time.